Hi, I'm Dave Hobbs with Delphi, here at the 2014 Aapex show. We've got a lot to talk about when it comes to Delphi Products and Service Solutions. Speaking of the products, here on my left, we've got the Super Speedy, the Ferrari, one of our OEM customers with thermal products galore on it. Over to the far left, we've got the Ford F-150 Super Strong product. So we are super speedy to super strong with all kinds of OE as well as aftermarket components on cars. Now, if you're a consumer, you know there's a lot of complexity when it comes to your vehicle and technology. That little doohickey under the dash they call the diagnostic connector, you might want to be looking at a repair shop that can set you up with a telematics device. You see them advertised for the insurance industry. Well, they're here for the consumer to have peace of mind when it comes to vehicle repair. When that light comes on, is it a super big concern for you to get into the repair shop right away, or can you schedule an appointment next week? Well, your repair shop can let you know because they can read this from afar, what's going on with your car, and help you make the determination of what needs to be done and what can wait when it comes to service. Speaking of service, for the professional service providers, guys and gals out there repairing cars, listen carefully. The future is now when it comes to software updates. Now, you may have heard the term programming or reflashing, but really, your customers are used to having their cell phone updated with software, maybe their laptop computer. The same thing occurs with the car's computers. Here on this bench, we have the Delphi Flash and Scan Solution diagnostic device. Not only pulls all the information, the data PIDs and diagnostic trouble codes that technicians want to get in an organized, user-friendly manner, we also have the ability to reprogram or do those software updates on computers. I've got a PCM for a GM vehicle right here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do a software update on a PCM out of a late model Chevy pickup truck. We're plugged into a late model Ford F-150. Here the DLC, we got a VCI, Vehicle Communications Interface, the Delphi Flash Scan tool, and the tablet. You can also use any one of up to 5 PCs of your own as well. You can also go wirelessly between the VCI pass-through and your tablet or your laptop. We're going to go ahead and select data. We can select OBD2 test, bidirectional, so we can flash, scan, do mode 6 for non-continuous monitors, look at all the data, do bidirectional capabilities, see codes, see pending codes, freeze frames, all the good stuff you're used to doing with a good scan tool. And it's intuitive and it's fast. So as we're pulling up all the data PIDs, we're going to see a pretty good sized list. We can actually go into a feature called filter where we can slim that list down. We can take a quick look at all the data and see that on a late model Ford or any other vehicle for that matter, it's going to be data parameter ID or PID rich with lots of information. And there's the list, and it looks like we have 440 different data parameters for diagnostics. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and back out. We can scroll through or we can hit tabs and we'll look at different systems, or we can do a filter. Where the filter function, we can actually type in a few of the data parameter names. Let's say APP, for example. This Ford's going to have throttle by wire. Here we've got set up, looks like fuel trim and O2 sensor. So you have a fuel ratio issue, air fuel ratio issue, too rich, too lean. That might be a good one actually to go ahead and filter down to just those parameters. So now we're going to have just the pertinent information that you as a technician really want to zoom in on. Now we're down to 72 data PIDs related to the O2 sensor and the fuel trim for the mixture for rich or lean. So that makes this tool quick and easy to use and accurate on diagnostics, domestic and Asian with Euro to come. Programming computers. This stuff has been around for decades. However, it's became mandatory that all manufacturers provide to the aftermarket, and that's the corner shop that you do repairs with, information and software update files to reprogram the computers on your cars. And there can be 2 or 3 dozen computers in your cars that may need one or more, may need updated. We're looking at a General Motors product today, and we go into AC Delco Tech Connect. We found it from OEMOneStop.com, your gateway to all the OEM manufacturers' websites. So we're at AC Delco Tech Connect. You've got a short-term subscription for about $55 for 2 days of reprogramming all the GM vehicles you want to do. to your professional, you're going to click on Service Programming System. And now there's going to be some messages. You're going to want to make sure you read them thoroughly because there could be some good tidbits of info to help you do the job right and not have a problem. Then we'll hit next. It'll talk about some things like Java. If you think Java is only something from Starbucks, you may be in a surprise if you're not a technician that knows a little bit about PCs. So for you younger technicians, this may be just an easy thing for you, but read about things like Java operating systems and so forth before you proceed. So more things to read. We'll get started. Service Programming System wants to run the Java on my screen. No problem, we say allow. Java starts running. We'll hit Service Programming System again, allow, there we go. Now we select the pass-through connector. It is a J2534 VCI. That is the SAE standard for these reprogramming devices that are out there, and also some of them will double as a interface, a gateway, or a pass-through for factory scan tool connections, like Toyota, for example. I'm also just going to reprogram the ECU. This is not a new PCM, it's an old one that's been in the vehicle a while. It just needs a software update to fix a problem. So I'll say next. It gives me instructions about the key on and off and replacing a module. I'll say next after that. And I'll select it is a Chevrolet, and it's an older Chevrolet, it's a 2001. There are so many software updates to fix so many problems. This is definitely something you want to get started in now. The future is now. This is a full-size pickup truck of the old body style, and it's using an old 6.5 turbo diesel. One of the first electronic ones, not the common rail like the 6600 we do training on, but it's the older style. So there's the VIN number. Being an older PCM, there may just be one calibration available. We're going to click on Powertrain Control Module. Normal, we're not going to get a special calibration to put in it. And now it's important, a good internet connection, good battery voltage on the vehicle to do this procedure. If we had updates for service problems, there would be, as you follow my mouse, like stair steps of part numbers superseding one to the next. When you click on the bottom stair, if you will, the bottom step of the latest superseded number, a bunch of information will come up in the history field that will tell you, well, this software update is to address this particular problem. And then you know, eureka, I've got this problem on the vehicle, I've got this software update takes care of this problem, it's broke, I can fix it. A little mantra I like to use is, if it's not broke, don't try to recalibrate it, don't try to flash it. But if it is broke, definitely flash it. And another one is, if all else fails, reprogram that computer. Just if all else fails on the Windows on your laptop, reload Windows. We've all had to do that. Very rare, but it happens. So this one sees I've already had the same calibration in it. We're going to program it again just for demonstration purposes anyways. We say next, and now's the important part. Don't kick out any connectors for your Ethernet connection. If you're wireless, make sure your modem in your shop's working good. And we're going to see how fast the internet here is at the Aapex show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it should take anywhere between a few seconds to a few minutes. And that download of software for that computer is coming from the factory, from General Motors, right through the Delphi J2534 scan VCI, flasher and VCI, this particular unit. And now this PCM, Powertrain Control Module, going to have latest and greatest software to get you going as a customer. And as a service provider, to get you a satisfied customer in your shop so you can make money. Now we're done. The whole process, including reading the directions and warnings and so forth, just a couple of minutes, but the setup, the analysis, do we make or not make a software update decision, that can take a half hour, an hour total with your customer. You never opened your toolbox. All you did was open your laptop and hook up this J2534 pass-through device, and we're done. Finally, I want to close with a really important comment on training. Whether you're a consumer and one of these telematics devices has alerted your service provider of something going on with your vehicle, either some maintenance that needs to be done, a battery that needs replaced before it goes bad at the wrong time for you, or a check engine light coming on the other end, it's a professional that is trained to take care of your service needs. Now, the thing about training, it is never ending. This technology is updating constantly. We have hybrid vehicles out there that show a technological shock of change, no pun intended about the shock, that is so tremendous. Nothing like this has occurred since 1981 when computers showed up on cars. So for the professional out there in the field servicing your vehicle in the repair shop, Delphi offers not only diagnostic equipment, but up-to-date, state-of-the-art training, bumper to bumper, on all of our products, systems, and electrical systems, electrical items, electrical topics, everything from lab scopes to multimeters to fuel pump diagnostics, so the professional technician can stay on top of the trade. Without that, we're kind of sunk with too much technology and no ability to repair it when it fails.